What is going on, young men? Listen, on today's video, if there's one thing I believe that is hurting many of you young men out here today, it is not being able to deal with criticism. Not being able to deal with criticism. Listen, I see it all the time in my everyday. An old head is offering a young man advice, and it is immediately met with resistance and, okay, yeah, big unk, I hear you. Yeah, OG, I hear you. I hear you. Not taking it serious or dismissing the information altogether because they believe it is irrelevant or obsolete. I will tell you, young man, that is a terrible move, and it will absolutely halt, if not stop, your building process altogether. That's what we're going to talk about on today's video. Listen, I am the Over 50 Guy / the Online Dad. On my channel, I give young men practical advice and tips to help them navigate a lot of the pitfalls and mistakes that I made at your age, so that when you get to my age, you can have resources and options and be able to live the life that you really want to live. All right. That's what we do on this channel. Let's get into it. Listen, 5 reasons on how being open to criticism can unlock tons of potential in you and help you build yourself the way you need to be building at this age. Number 1, young men, being open to criticism helps you grow faster, right? Then listen, I tell you guys all the time, when I was coming up, if I would have listened to a third of the things that my mom was trying to tell me or my father was trying to tell me, I would be much further ahead than I am right now. Listen, being open to people giving you information in a thing that they know better than you is like a cheat code on a game if you're open to it. What does a cheat code allows you to do in these video games that you guys love so much? It allows you to go further into the game. You can sit there on your own and try to work through this stuff and make countless mistakes and waste countless time, or you can get the cheat code. Criticism, young men, is a roadmap to improvement, but you have to be open to it. You know what? Why do you think there's coaches on sports teams? There's coaches on sports teams to help the players get to the next level. The players already have talent, but they need someone who knows more about the game to make them better. And it is the guys that are more open to the coaching that end up being better in any particular sport because they're open to learning. They're open to being criticized. And you know what? That ain't really pleasant at times for a lot of those players. If you watched coaches, the Nick Sabans, the Bobby Knights back in my day, you know what? The criticism was brutal, but it was necessary. And the young men that were open to it were the young men that got better. So it helps you grow faster. And that's what you want, young man, at this stage of the game. The reality of it is, you know some things, but you don't know everything. And there are people in your circle, whether it is a father, a mother, a uncle, an older someone who has been where you are now, that can see the mistakes that you're making and can tell you, hey, you're not going about this right. You need to do this or you need to do that. And what they know that you don't is that by doing these things, that you will bypass a lot of mistakes and crazy and pitfalls. But more times than many, young men in their 20s was not open to that type of criticism. And as a result of not being open to it, we had to go through things that we didn't have to necessarily go through if we just would have been open to people telling us that there is a better way. But 9 times out of 10, as young men, we put our ass on our shoulders like we know everything. We won't listen to people. And then we wonder why the growth is slow. It's slow, young man, because you ain't using a cheat code. And the cheat code is to be open to someone telling you that there is a better way to do a thing. You will grow much faster if you're open to that. That listen, growth happens outside of a comfort zone. And you never get outside of that comfort zone if there's not someone criticizing you or telling you that you are doing a thing the wrong way. You'll never get outside of that comfort zone because in your eyes, you think that you're doing fine. And again, that is the benefit of having someone who can look at what you're doing and say, No, that ain't it. That's just not it. Especially if they're successful at the thing that you're trying to do. Number two, it builds mental toughness. It builds mental toughness. Listen, I don't know if any of you young men played sports back in the day. I did. And when the coaches was giving criticism, listen, it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't nice. I said that earlier. Not everyone is going to sugarcoat things to you in trying to help you. Some people is going to tell you flat out that you are up. You messing up. You messing up bad. Mom may be pleasant about it. People that love and care about you may be pleasant about it. But when you get into the real world and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not open to criticism, or you don't have the mental toughness to take that criticism and make changes, they'll just get you up out of there. No one is going to placate you. No one is going to look out for your feelings and make sure that you're okay. No, they're going to give it to you like it is. And you better be able to take that. Because if you don't, they'll just move you out the way. And they'll put someone else in there that, if they're not doing the job better, they're certainly open and responsive to people telling them how to do the job better. Listen, you got to be able to hear what you're doing is not good. How you're going about doing this is not good. You need to change the direction that you're going in this thing. You're not going about this right. And you need to be able to hear that and not be offended by it. You're going to hear a lot of that in your 20s because there's so much that you don't know. I said it in past videos. I used to get really upset with my father because he was always, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. And when I look back on it now, I didn't know a lot. And instead of being mad about that, I should have been like, well, tell me, what don't I know? What am I missing here? I didn't have the mental toughness to listen to harsh truths about myself. Listen, I've had that in gym circles, people critiquing your physique. You're working as hard as you know how to work. You putting the time in, you doing this, you doing that. And someone comes up and tell you that, no, man, don't go do that show. Don't get up on that stage. You ain't ready for that. You need to work more on this and you need to work more on that. The mental toughness will allow you, young men, to hear harsh and ugly truths and make changes. Not be upset by them, not having your feelings hurt, but to hear that thing and make the necessary changes. I'll give you a good example of what I'm saying. I had someone look at my channel recently and I know my channel ain't the best, but I'm thinking it's okay. And this person looked at my channel and was like, yo. And I could have easily been put off by the fact that I'm putting so much time and effort and I get off work and I'm working on this and I'm doing this every day. And what do you mean I'm not? No. Mental toughness says I'm going to take what you told me, not be upset by it. I'm going to take it, learn from it, and be better. You don't get that without mental toughness. And mental toughness comes, young men, from accepting criticism. Number three, it improves relationships. Young men, you need to have someone in your life that is going to tell you not what you want to hear, but they're going to tell you the truth. I say it all the time. You got to have somebody in your life that loves you enough to tell you not what you want to hear, but tell you the truth. What you will find is that is the type of people that you want around you, even if it hurts your feelings, even if it makes you feel bad. So if you have people that genuinely have your best interest in mind, right? They're going to give you honest, harsh at times criticism. And that builds your relationship. Again, this is somebody that is shooting it to you straight, that they don't have ulterior motives in telling you something that you want to hear or telling you something that may make you feel good, but it's not going to help you. So being open to criticism, it really builds relationships because you know that there is a person that is not going to sugarcoat. They're going to give it to you straight because they care about you and they want to see you do well. Number four, being open to criticism, young men, it makes you more self-aware. Listen, we all have blind spots. We all have things that we need to work on, but we will never know those things within ourselves because we can't see everything. You can't see it all. So when people tell you certain things, I had a good friend of mine that watches my videos, and months ago he would call me and he is telling me, and I didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice it, young man. But he's telling me, you know what, man, when you're doing your videos, you know, you there's a lot of and you know what I'm saying, and yeah, man, you're doing that a lot. I don't know if you're aware of it. And the reality, young man, is that I wasn't aware of it. I had no idea I was doing that. But he pointed that out to me, right? And now that I am aware of it, when I am doing my videos, I make sure that I'm not doing that. You understand that it's the ideal of being open to criticism makes you aware of things about yourself that you would never notice. And that's why it's so important. People can see things that you can't. They can point them out to you and make you self-aware so that you can make the necessary corrections to get better at that thing. Lastly, young men, being open to criticism, it sets you apart. It sets you apart in whatever your passion is, whatever your career field is. Being open to criticism sets you apart. Why do I say that? It sets you apart because most people are not. Most people are resistant to change and criticism. As a result of that, they're not open, they won't make the changes, and they will stay stuck. You will go miles ahead in a career where someone is telling you how to be better at it. Someone is telling you how to do your job more efficiently, more effectively, and you listen to that and you make the changes, as opposed to the person that does not, because they're not open to criticism, that they take everything as an offense. But no, you're open to that thing. Tell me how I can be better. Give me the advice. Show me how to do this thing better. You know, especially if they've been there longer or if they're doing this thing already better than you. Man, that's a no-brainer, young man. That's a no-brainer. That if you're the person that is not easily offended by criticism and you can take what people are giving you to help you to be better at that career you're in, or even the thing that you are passionate about, you're going to excel in it. You will do ultimately better than the person that's closed and will not accept criticism. So to recap, young men, being open to criticism helps you to grow faster, builds mental toughness, improves relationships, makes you self-aware, and sets you apart. So listen, that's all I have, guys. Hope that adds some value to you guys. I'm going to have to drop back from the lives. My shift has changed at work and I'm on Sunday nights now. So I'm going to have to drop back from the lives for a while. But one-on-one coaching is still available. Again, my email is in the bottom of the video description. Feel free to send me an email. Put coaching in the subject line. I'll get back with you, let you know how that whole process works. Okay? Listen, I appreciate you guys for hanging out, rocking with me for a while. I am the Over 50 guy / the online dad. We'll be back with another one soon.